Thank you, Sam.
Welcome, guys. So happy.
I don't have any idea why. All right, finished up. As I said, I'll kind of just reference my comments about some of the things that we got done this year with regard to 1001. Appreciate Senator Garton's work on that, and with regard to the bail, Senator Cook and Senator Freeman did a fantastic job for us there. And I think will help make Indiana just a little bit safer for those people who are really present a real and present danger to us. The judges will be able to keep them in jail pending trial under those right circumstances. As I said, with a good amount of due process there, so that we're not making mistakes. Also, just appreciate being able to have another tax cut. That's more than 20 tax cuts now in 10 years. Not only the tax cut we all experienced on January the 1st, but the overtime and the interest on car payments, as well as the tips. So to the tune of about $237 million. So we feel like we've taken some strides in making Indiana just a little bit more affordable for Hoosiers. We're happy to be able to do that. Having said that, take what questions that you might have.
Senator Bray, the question is, in Senate Bill 27, they got the Bears Stadium Authority. Also attached to that was some language regarding roads infrastructure. It's a $250 million.
$250 million in the county. It's just a way of, keeping, again, trying to be fiscally responsible and making sure that there's not just that the Budget Committee has a hand on an understanding of where those dollars are going.
What would you say is your biggest legislative win of the 2026 session?
Biggest legislative win, I would say, the affordability piece. To be able to cut taxes again for Hoosiers to the tune of about $237 million is a big win, and we're grateful to be able to do it.
Social media limits have been kicked around in this building for at least the last couple of years. Did the Haley-Busby case push that over the finish line?
Yeah, I think so. I think that kind of cemented how important some of this is, and because that's been hard work, as you guys all understand. You've watched us kind of work and struggle with that issue. The Haley-Busby piece kind of just helped us, maybe infused us with a bit of realism about what the real dangers are, and so I think that did help get it over the line.
Senator Rott said today, speaking of those social media restrictions, look, there could possibly be court challenges and they'll be worth it because of the importance of that. Do you agree, and can you elaborate on that?
I think the court challenges are a possibility. Look, at least this is my perspective on these limits on social media. Social media isn't particularly new, but legislation to try and rein it in is really in its infancy right now. I think there's a growing understanding of the dangers that social media it causes for our youth in particular, and I think that understanding will continue to grow as we kind of learn more about it. And so I think that while this is a first step for legislation, it's not going to be the last time you see us work in this space. We'll continue to make that bill better. You heard some kind of spirited debate on that issue today, and all legitimate issues that we need to think about. But now at least we've got something on the books. We'll continue to refine it and make it better as we go forward. And I want to try and work with those social media companies to make sure that the product that is out there is safe for our children.
Could you speak to the amendments regarding the CDL bill, House Bill 1200? Could you speak to the changes that the Senate made specifically and the impetus behind that?
At this moment, I can't. I don't know that I can speak. I can't speak. They're not coming to mind at this moment.
Well, the changes. There were a number of fatal crashes in Indiana, 2 of which took place this month. Do you think that led to the Senate amendments in the CDL bill, in the BMV bill?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. Again, sort of like the Busby matter. I think that sort of thing kind of highlights and is a message to the senators about how that might be important. So I think that had, frankly, a lot to do with that conversation.
Senator Bray, negotiations with the Bears?
Say again?
The status of negotiations with the Bears?
So, we have now, with the completion of Senate Bill 27, we've kind of fully extended our hand in an offer, and those conversations will continue to go. I think the Bears will have to pick their time. We would love to have them. We would love to be great partners with them, and we think we've got a great story to tell with the Pacers and the Colts and some of our other arrangements arrangements, and so we'll tell, but time will tell, and hopefully we'll know sooner than later.
Can you talk about several attempts to get a hemp bill across the finish line as far as when it comes to regulation? It's something that the industry is asking for as well. What's the holdup with that, and where's the disagreement on that level when it seems like industry partners are willing to work with lawmakers?
Yeah, well, there's a different, and this happens from time to time, there's just a different perspective between the House and the Senate on this issue. You know, we spent a lot of time, months, on the hemp issue over the summer and in the fall. Obviously, things changed when the United States Congress put into a continuing resolution that hemp essentially was illegal, at least based on the potency of it, and so we pivoted, made our language mirror the federal language. We were not able to get that through the House. I think they have a different perspective on it. I think it's extremely important that we do. We want to make sure that, in particular, our kids aren't going into convenience stores and smoke shops and buying things that are giving them a high and really causing them maybe more damage than we know. So we're going to have to stay on it, and but it's not just as simple as saying, okay, you got to make it illegal for people under 21, because the product, we have to have a grander, larger conversation than that about whether these products are available for people that are over 21.
You passed two different pieces of legislation regarding childcare this session. You had access to the Frog Fund, and then you had the expansion of the tax credits for employer-provided childcare. Is that going to solve our childcare shortage?
No, I don't think anyone probably tells you that's going to solve the childcare shortage. That's a big one. We hear about it every day. It is two good steps in that direction, though, to try and make it, try and get employers more engaged in it, make childcare a little bit less of a cost burden. So we took two steps in the right direction, but I'm not going to pretend that it solves the problem.
Senator Bray, you folks started.
But the governor and his administration this session, did they lead on any issues, or did they mostly play a supportive role? Can you talk about that relationship with them this year?
We've got a good relationship.
Opponents of Senate Bill 76 say that it's government overreach. What would you say regarding those concerns, the Immigration Matters Bill, the ICE cooperation bill?
Yeah, thank you. So, it's, I think that immigration issue is top of mind. And we've watched that. Some of that's been really, really challenging to watch, but it's important to Hoosiers as well. It's Indiana's a rule of law state, and to the extent that there are people here that aren't supposed to be here because they've broken some of our laws, then we need to try and be helpful to that.
Senator Bray, on the issue of redistricting, which kind of got you folks here early on in the first place, what do you think the complications or ramifications would be of that going forward in 2026 when so many members of your chamber are up for re-election?
Well, so I don't know. Somebody smarter than me can tell you that. But I'll, as you all know, and nearly everybody in the Senate who is up for election is going to have a contested race in May and also contested in November. So this is going to be an extremely spirited election campaign, which we are now going into now that session is over. I think our members are ready and energized, and we've got a fantastic story to tell about where Indiana is with regard to our economic success, with regard to our the health and safety of the state of Indiana. So they're going to tell that story, and I'm very optimistic that they'll be successful in May.
Last one. Are there any issues or bills that you wish would have gotten across the finish line that you wish that the Senate could have tackled this session?
I don't know. It seems like we did a lot. So I don't look back and think, well, I wish we would have gotten that done, except that the Senate Bill 250 with regard to hemp. I mean, we worked so hard on that. We had a lot of support for it here in the Senate. Had quite a bit of support in the House, but apparently just not enough to get it across the finish line. So to the answer to your question, if I was left to think what one thing I regret not getting done, it would be that one for sure.
So what are you doing Monday?
Napping.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.